Hey guys. Okay, so today we're going to review what we learned yesterday, which was how to write a good body paragraph for a persuasive paper. So the first thing we need to do is we need to click on the little waffle up here when you open up a browser and go to Google Drive. So you're going to go to your Google Drive. If you click this blue button at the top left corner that says New, you can click New and open up a Google Doc. Okay? And then you're going to want to title this Google Doc up here. So when you click on Untitled Document, you're going to title this something like your first name. So Kayla Rough Draft. Okay. I already have one over here. So we're going to jump to this one. So we already have a thesis, or maybe part of a thesis. You might not have all three reasons, and that's okay. So here's my thesis, my example. Marijuana should be legalized because it has numerous medical benefits. The public overwhelmingly supports marijuana use, and marijuana sales will boost the economy and create more jobs. So I want you to take your thesis from your graphic organizer that we filled out yesterday and type it at the top. Later, we'll turn that into an introduction paragraph, but right now, I just want you to type your thesis at the top. So you might want to pause the video and do that, or you can listen to the whole video and then go back. So then what we're going to do is we're going to write our first topic sentence. So each body paragraph has to begin with a topic sentence, which is one of your three reasons in your thesis. So if I look at my thesis here, I have three reasons. Marijuana should be legalized. Number one, because it has numerous medical benefits. So that's one reason. I'll highlight that. Number two, because the public overwhelmingly supports the legalization of that. So I'll highlight that another color. And then number three, because marijuana sales would boost the economy and create more jobs. So those are my three reasons. You can see them highlighted there. Body paragraph number one is just going to be about my first reason, the yellow one. So if you only have one reason, great, that's all you need. So I'm going to take this first reason right here, and I'm going to turn it into an entire sentence. So I'll start with something like this. First, marijuana should be legalized because it provides safe treatment for a number of medical conditions. So remember, your topic sentence basically states what your entire body paragraph is going to be about. And this paragraph is just going to be about that one reason. So now I'm going to go into my concrete detail. So I'm going to introduce it a little bit first here. So my first concrete detail is going to be about some of the medical benefits that it has. So if I go back to my research document here, I wrote down one of my points is marijuana provides many medical benefits, and I have two quotes here. So my first quote is about marijuana preventing epileptic seizures. So I would literally copy that and paste that onto concrete detail right here. But first I want to introduce it. So I'm going to say something like this. One example of this is the use of medical marijuana to control seizures that occur in people with epilepsy and Dravet syndrome. Okay, again, you have to do your research before you can do this. Then I'm going to go into my quote. So don't just put the quote here. Remember to introduce the quote. So I'm going to introduce it like this. According to Jennifer Welsh, author of, and then here's the article name, 23 Health Benefits of Marijuana. And then I just use my quote. Marijuana can prevent epileptic seizures, a 2003 study showed. This occurs when cannabinoids in marijuana bind to the brain cells responsible for controlling excitability and regulating relaxation. And that's the end of my quote. So after concrete detail number one, I have to give a little explanation of the quote. So I have this quote about how marijuana helps prevent seizures. So now I'm going to provide a little explanation. So I'll start with a transition word, like clearly. Or you could start with this quote shows. So here I'm going to write an explanation. Clearly, allowing those who suffer from seizures to take medical marijuana would not only provide relief, but could also be life-saving. Okay, so I've got my topic, marijuana has medical benefits. I've got my first concrete detail, a quote about how marijuana helps people with seizures, and that I explain how it not only provides relief, but it also could be life-saving. Now I'm going to transition into my next concrete detail. So I'm going to go back to my research document. Okay, I've got another quote here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy the quote right there. But remember, whoop, that didn't copy right. Remember, guys, that you can't just have a quote. You always have to introduce it. So tell me where you got it from. So either the article name or the author or both. So this is a quote about how marijuana might help prevent cancer. So I'm going to write, furthermore, so I'm going to use a transition word here. Furthermore, Kevin Lauria, an author for Business Insider, argues that, and then my quote. Now, Business Insider is the name of a magazine, so I'm going to italicize that, which means make the words slanted. Okay, so I introduced the quote, and then here's the quote. CBD, a chemical compound in marijuana, may help prevent cancer from spreading, which was reported by researchers at California Pacific Medical Center in San Francisco in 2007. Great, so the next thing I need is an explanation. So here's an explanation. Whoop, I don't want that to be blue. Whoops. Okay. Patients who choose to use marijuana will not only benefit medically, but they may also prefer to use marijuana because of its all-natural, non-addictive and would not cause as many negative side effects as some of the other drugs that treat these conditions. Okay, so I have a little spelling error here. I'm going to fix that. All right, so quote number 2 talks about how it also can prevent cancer. Then I have an explanation, and then I go into detail about that. Patients who choose to use marijuana will not only benefit medically, but they may also prefer to use marijuana because it's all natural, non-addictive, and it would not cause as many negative side effects as some of the other drugs used to treat these conditions, meaning cancer and seizures. So now I'm going to have a conclusion sentence, and that conclusion either transitions into my next paragraph or it just restates my topic sentence in different words. So in this example, I'm going to transition. So here's how I might transition to my second body paragraph. In addition to providing medical relief, legalizing marijuana would also improve the economy. So now you kind of know that my next paragraph is going to be about improving the economy. So you can see I took the first part of my thesis and I wrote a whole paragraph about it that has all of the parts of my paragraph. Topic sentence, concrete detail number 1, an explanation of that concrete detail number 2, an explanation of that concrete detail, and then a conclusion sentence that transitions into my next paragraph. Okay, so you guys have this as an example. Now it's your turn to write your first body paragraph.